Economist.
This is The Economist in New York. Some people complain that the Disneyification of Broadway has made it impossible to find sexy entertainment in New York City. But for a few more weeks, theatergoers can scratch this itch on Pier 17 in downtown Manhattan, where Spiegelworld has set up shop for a third year. There, past the tourists and chain stores and smells of frying fish, you will find a beautiful old circus pavilion from the 1920s called a Spiegel tent, where performances of spicy cabaret, burlesque, and blue comedy are being staged nightly. This is entertainment for grown-ups.
Oh, mister, don't touch me tomatoes. Please don't you touch me tomatoes. Touch me plum, me apple, potatoes. Goodness sake, mister, don't you touch me tomatoes.
My name is Wayne Harrison, and I'm the Director of Creation at Spiegelworld. Well, the Spiegel tent seems to give you permission to do sort of sex. I mean, I find the sort of sex for a while become a little bit unfashionable in the theatre and in society in general, but the Spiegel tent does have a reputation for a certain sensuality. Clowns in Absinthe, they perform a bit blue, which means that they're right on the cutting edge of good taste. And I always refer to the wonderful Gypsy Rose Lee, who said that if you're going to work in burlesque or theatre that's a little bit racy, you have to have three things: a skill, sex, and you have to have a secret. And they're the things that we try to encapsulate in our shows, that everybody who works here is incredibly skillful, they're very sexy, and they've all got a secret.
Stepping just close to me. Your gloves on my body. Baby, you like me.
Finding talent these days has been revolutionised by YouTube. 70% of our casting would be instigated by people posting audition tapes on the internet. If they spark an interest, then we would fly to wherever they are and see them perform.
What is it like to spend your time with these physical freaks, essentially, these people who are just sort of inhuman in their abilities?
Yes, well, it's a terrible burden being surrounded by young, beautiful people who are incredibly talented. But, you know, I sort of managed to get by.
All that's missing is a little penetration. Well, that's what my dad always used to say anyway.
It's John O'Connell, and I'm the choreographer of this year, Spiegel tent.
Tell me, when you are choreographing for film, it seems as though the amount of space that you have to work with is almost limitless. And the Spiegel tent stage is like a dime or a nickel. What is it like shrinking down your ambition to essentially the head of a pin?
That's an interesting question. Strangely enough, when I auditioned for Moulin Rouge, we saw maybe 3,500 people. And it was the dancers that did the cruise ships or who did a cabaret show and discovered there's a chord on the floor and the music's the wrong and they got high heels 7 feet high. They make their best dancers because they're getting no help. Like, you know, you saw the Russians act. I mean, there's not a lot of leeway there if you miss a step. You know, you're in someone's lap, which I think is what's exciting about it too. The Russians, quite interesting how they work. They just kind of do it. You know, when I got them to turn into a train and then an aeroplane, even that little number they're doing, they're not going to say, I'm not doing that, or that doesn't feel right. They say, okay. And then they do it. It's great. For the choreographer, it's fantastic.
My name's Ross Mollison. I'm the impresario of Spiegelworld. It's like stepping on a carousel and swirling back in time to the Moulin Rouge. You walk in and there's mirrors reflecting the beautiful people. You just feel like you're a part of something that has long been forgotten. and it's such a temporal thing that it packs up and goes to the next place. The whole thing is about moving from here to somewhere else, and when we're finished, this will just be a pier, and there'll be guys fishing here, and it's gone from being a high-end bar and a beautiful entertainment venue into a pier where guys fish. I love that.
We just spoke with Wayne Harrison, John O'Connell, and Ross Mollison, the creative team behind Spiegelworld, a sexy, anachronistic show of cabaret and burlesque in downtown Manhattan. In New York, this is The Economist.